Ladies, gentlemen, people who don't meet the binary, we are the Before It Was Cool podcast. We are back and we're actually on again. We're not postponing another one, except we're recording this a day late. Shaky J here, and as always,
Tom on Treads here.
Tom on Treads. How have you been, Tom?
I'm not bad. I've been pretty good. I got a new puppy, little Zephyr.
I know, and gorgeous puppy as well. I think we're gonna have to actually, even though this episode we're doing about our experiences with heavy metal and how much we love it and all that, I think as the main photo you should have pictures of the puppy, because then you get the huge puppy crowd, and I think that'll pull in more listeners. We'll get one more than Damo, so we'll get up to two.
Hey Damo.
That's going to be a regular thing, just us throwing a hey Damo in there. Yeah. And I'm just imagining him at home, like he hears the hey Damo and he just giggles a little bit and claps his head like and just every time. That's
that, or he goes, fuck, not again.
No, he'll love it. It's attention.
Yeah, he will.
It's attention. And he does giggle like a little kid like that sometimes, so I think it'll really work.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, we're talking heavy metal today. Both Tom and I, when we first met, we bonded heavily over metal. No pun intended there. Both of us with different...
And beer.
I didn't drink beer. Fuck that.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're tequila.
I'm just spirits
getting
in general.
Drunk?
Yeah, getting drunk.
Drunk.
That works. That works. So we did bond over Jaeger a couple of times.
Yeah.
But yeah, so one of the big things we bonded over was metal, and I think we both had some pretty different ways of getting to it, and both like very different parts within the metal community. Don't get me wrong, there's always going to be overlap and all that. And but yeah, we've both found our way in metal and developed a huge love for metal. And that's what we're talking about today. So a combination of what got us into metal, favorite gigs we've seen, worst gigs we've seen, our metal tastes today and how they've changed. Some iconic moments in metal, how we've got there, and even people we've converted into metal.
Our favorite gigs, does that include sets at festivals?
I'd say sets at festivals because it's seeing that show. So favorite artists we've seen, I think would be the better way to put it.
Yeah. Too easy.
Yeah. So cue the intro.
You're right, there is going to be overlap.
Sorry?
What was that?
I was just going to say, and cue the music, and you started talking in the middle of my cue. So I was like, oh, don't cue.
Sorry.
Stop dying. Fuck.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, there is going to be a lot of overlap. There are more subgenres in heavy metal than there are of any other kind of music combined. Yet there is only one Grammy.
For metal?
Yeah.
Who won that? Only one Grammy Award winner or only one Grammy nomination?
Only one Grammy Award every year. For heavy metal, specifically.
But then again, when
it's not even called heavy metal, it's like best hard rock.
Yeah, but since when does... But hard rock verges so much into heavy metal. And on top of that, since when did metalheads actually care about the Grammys?
See, we would if they cared about us. And not give it to fucking Jethro Tull.
We'll
get into that later.
Jethro Tull is fine.
Yeah, anyway. But the reason why it's kind of blasted is because it beat Metallica's Injustice for All, which is considered probably the best thrash metal album of the modern generation outside the first four Metallica albums. And it beat Jethro Tull beat it. The best album.
Anyway, that's something. That's a variation they need to do. Is actually have I wouldn't go. Actually, let's do the music, then we'll talk about that. And second time lucky, cue the music.
Welcome to the Before It Was Cool podcast.
And welcome back, and that was the third new theme that I'm testing out on the Before It Was Cool podcast. As always, welcome back. Fuck me.
You're still Tom with Treads. I'm still Shaky J. Not much has changed.
Exactly, but I said welcome back twice.
That's
oh,
right.
goddamn.
You're just being more affectionate and anyone who was like slow getting back to their headphones.
Exactly. And I'm leaving it in.
Quick question though, with the theme song for this one, you got to put on the heaviest one because this is the heavy metal episode.
Exactly. I've got one that is pretty heavy.
Yeah, just turn it up to 11. You're right.
My old podcast, the Full Metal Lockdown podcast, and if you subscribe to this show, you actually get every single episode ever released for free as part of the subscription.
The important thing is that they can get their money back if they have to listen to that trash.
They were for free beforehand anyway, so they don't get shit. Not from me anyway. Yeah, that had a pretty banging heavy theme on it. No, I won't recycle it.
Don't recycle it, but
think about it.
Just turn the bass up in one and just make it a bit more brutal.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe I should just go about making custom theme songs every week.
Dude, you still haven't done my top 10 video, uploaded my most recent top 10 video. Don't overwork yourself.
It's hard. Editing those videos are hard, and not wanting to go onto Flat Earth websites is even harder.
I had to do that, so remember, I've been through the pain.
Yeah. I just don't want to get randomly texted, like, are you a true believer? What?
Well, considering
what the fuck are you on about?
Considering, like if you're looking up the stuff, but yeah, to get pictures. But to be honest, if you want to get pictures for it, by the way, everyone, this is the first tangent of the episode. If you want to get good pictures, for the flat Earth sort of stuff, convince your kids to draw it because the IQ level is probably higher in your kids.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Or you would go, no, that's not right. The Earth is round.
I know
it can't be flat.
Yeah, I know. So he does it, and like he knows it's wrong, but like it then just proves how dumb all that was. And I mean, I had to talk through it, and you got to enjoy me being in pain. I had to actually like read it.
But it was funny for the first few, and then it got you really sad around the no dinosaurs.
No dinosaurs. Fuck them.
God.
Not teaching your kids about dinosaurs is child abuse, and I will stand on that soapbox until I die. Anyway, metal. We're talking heavy metal.
Yeah, back on topic.
Linking tangent here. Did you know that in Finland there is a band that is dinosaur metal?
Oh, fuck. No, I didn't.
It's all in Finnish, so you don't understand it. But no, they all dressed as dinosaurs, and it's all educational about dinosaurs.
That's awesome.
I know. It has to be like that Northern Europe into Scandinavia to have as much stuff metal as possible. Like all the good black metal comes from there. Some great folk metal comes from there. All the Norwegian death metal, and then dinosaur metal. So like. I didn't know what the world needed until I found that, to be honest. Like, I saw that, I was like, yep, you know what? We needed this. It makes the world a better place.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. Sounds like you're dying a little.
I'm just about to mute my microphone so I can take a drink of water.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to mute my microphone. I'm still going to take a drink of vodka. See? I'm not going to say what vodka until they start offering sponsorship. Tom, you there?
Back?
Oh, I'm still dying?
No. Oh, kind of. Shit, I got something in my throat, I think.
It's dick.
Anyway. It is.
Not that there's an issue
Teja's
with that.
Big fat dick.
Oh, yeah, like... I saw her at the wedding, like when you were having second thoughts, and she just slapped you in the face and said, "Yep, you're mine now."
Yeah, I didn't even get to say I do.
Yeah, I know. Like, If Taya, if you hear this, please don't slap me with your giant penis.
I'll
I
make
re-
sure she overhears when I'm editing.
And I really, oh, well, I was going to say, I'm hoping your daughter's not editing this one.
Don't worry, she's not. She'll probably ask, but I won't let her.
No, not this one, sweetie. Why? You'll learn more about mum than you wanted to learn. Okay, back on topic, talking metal. So yeah, Tom, what was the first band that would even be like, what got you into metal? The band that's kind of, even if it's not quite metal, but on that level of metal where it's like almost metal or respected heavily by metalheads. That band that kind of got you into the whole thing, into the black vortex of despair that is metal.
A hard rock, almost metal type thing.
Yeah, like where it has those metal elements that make you want to then search out heavier stuff that you're into, that you get into.
Well, like when I was a little kid, Dad always had Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd and Uriah Heep and Molly Hatchet and
Sabbath.
fucking even what was that?
Sabbath.
Sabbath, yeah, all in rotation, and I loved it back then, but it didn't really get me into metal. It was more what my dad listened to, and I had to listen to it because my dad listened to it.
Yeah, I get that one. Like it's the kids like loving their parents' music sort of thing.
Yeah. But what actually started me on my journey into the heavy metal realm was probably Korn circa 97.
So that was Follow the Leader? The Follow the Leader album?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just before Untouchables.
Untouchables? So the big one off that was Freak on a Leash.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a good album, that one too.
Falling Down? Follow Me Down? What was that song?
Falling Away from Me?
Falling Away. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's considered like the new metal, the bastard of metal, the bastard child. Redheaded stepchild of the heavy metal realm, but it got me into heavy metal, so I have a soft spot for the new metal genre.
See,
I liked the new metal genre.
I have a lot of love for new metal, and to be honest, without new metal, metal may not have survived as well as what it did after grunge came along, and because we went into the hair metal side, and then hair metal got absolutely slaughtered by grunge, but then new metal kind of rose from the ashes. And whilst yes, it is, some people do look down on it, like some of the bands that came out of it, like especially in the very like the new metal era, like your Mudvaynes still slaps well. It's guilty pleasure fun. Korn is,
and how they are still so tight at their age is amazing.
And even you've got like early Slipknot had a very heavy new metal element, and they are still one of the biggest metal bands out there.
Exactly, and then you've got like Deftones, who the argument is between them and Korn as to who started the new metal movement.
See, I thought Deftones were more pushing towards a more industrial feel, whereas Korn was like very heavy into the more new metal element.
Yeah. I wouldn't put Deftones there with Nine Inch Nails.
Nine Inch Nails aren't even like industrial metal though. They're in, like, they actually say themselves they're more like an industrial pop. It just has a very metal sound.
Well, I mean more like Pretty Hate Machine, where it was like rotating cogs and hammers beating anvils, things like that. But not so much their newer stuff or like their stuff on Interscope like Closer, which, by the way, this is gonna piss a lot of people off. Closer is not their best song.
Oh, I won't say it's their best song. It's just their most successful. Like, I've got other songs by Nine Inch Nails that I'll put above Closer. I just love it as well.
Pretty much the entire Pretty Hate Machine album I will put above Closer. Even the B-sides. It is such a good album from start to finish. Sorry, I love Nine Inch Nails. I got to see them live years ago.
That's one I really need to see live, to be honest.
Got to see them with Queens of the Stone Age.
No, I don't mind Queens of the Stone Age, but they're not.
Oh yeah. I'm not a fan of Queens of the Stone Age. I don't think they produce crap music. I'm just not a fan of them. I but seeing them live was still an experience.
Oh,
Getting to see
absolutely.
Josh like telling a security guard to fuck off was great.
Just jumping back to the whole like nu metal being the redheaded stepchild of metal. See, I've got a lot of appreciation for nu metal because it actually got a lot of people who usually wouldn't have been into metal into it. Like
Yeah,
and talking about like redheaded stepchildren of within the metal hard rock genre. When you had bands like Evanescence and Linkin Park, like shooting up the charts, it gave people exposure to something they usually would not have heard, which then led,
yeah,
okay, oh, I actually like a bit of screaming in my music. I like a bit of like harder guitar. What else is like this? And then that leads down the way. So like
yeah,
whilst they are like generally not considered like top tier, and I understand that. Though that being said, Chester Bennington's vocal range, capability, and scream are all fucking amazing. Well,
yeah,
were rest in peace, Chester. Um,
yeah. He was a great dude.
he was amazing. But all those artists, even like some System of a Down, were stepping stones for people to get into heavier stuff. And so I've
Yeah,
got, while so many people hate on nu metal, I don't think it's worthy because without it, we wouldn't have as many metalheads to this day. And
yeah,
makes
exactly.
and more people in a community, the better for the most part. And that's the thing.
It's
Metal is
what
so
needed
varied.
to happen at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, like so yours was very heavy influence from your dad, from what I can tell.
Yeah, although the corn thing was from my brother, but
Yeah. You
yeah,
had
like
older siblings, didn't you? Whereas I didn't.
yeah, I have 3 older siblings, but the music influence came from my dad and mum to a lesser. I wouldn't say to a lesser extent, to a different extent. Like my mum had Blondie and early punk bands, and um, they both were playing Dylan throughout the house all the time, and yeah,
Oh, they
oh,
were
and
playing
Deep
Bob
Purple.
Dylan, were they? He's not very heavy metal. Sorry.
Or
Bob Dylan
shit,
cracks me up.
Dylan is one of the greatest songwriters of all time, and I will argue with anyone that says differently.
I'm not
All on
arguing
the
that. I'm
Watchtower.
arguing his vocal capability. He was iconic for
But
his sound. He had a great sound. Okay, a
he
different
did,
sound.
and his vocal capability was great for his music.
Yeah.
If he ever tried to do anyone others, he would fuck it right up.
He was iconic in that regard. Like,
Yeah,
but yeah, anyway. So it built a lot from older sibling influence. So my experience was very similar. So my first taste of anything like slightly heavy was ACDC,
yeah,
which if anyone who listens knows me, and those who don't will now know, I still love ACDC to this day. Like I'm definitely more a Bon Scott era. Bon Scott is God. Um, but
right. They haven't been good since Black Eyes.
but that's like what 2 albums ago.
Oh, is it? I thought it was the most recent.
No, the most
I was
recent.
trying
No,
to
you're
poke
trying to
fun.
compliment. No, the most recent one. Uh, I can't remember what it's called. I've listened to a little bit of it, but yeah, it was to be honest, it was pretty lacking. But like Malcolm Young said in an interview, how do you feel when everyone says you've made 7 albums that are exactly the same? And he turns around and just says, "Fuck off. We've made 8 albums that are exactly the same." And that's the thing, like I'm more a fan of the Bon Scott era, as most ACDC fans are, and they should be. If you don't know what the Scott era is, listen to
You're
it,
not Australian.
or even just a fan of ACDC. Like, don't get me wrong, Back in
Well,
Black was an amazing album. The Razor's Edge, amazing album. But you go to the Bon Scott era, and every single album is a banger. Like, I will happily,
Highway to Hell.
I will listen to that album front to back. And while some people say there's one track on there that is very different to the rest of the tone, and that's Night Prowler, because it's about a
Yeah,
serial killer. And I'm like, you know what? No, they do it as really sleazy, dark blues rock with almost heavy metal themes. And it's
yeah.
I actually really like it as a song, but everyone of their own, of course. But yeah, I will listen to the Let There Be Rock album and Highway to Hell, beginning to end, and just I will not skip a song. Both albums are just
Yeah.
amazing. If you want to add in some more like Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, the album is amazing. Like, to be honest, most AC/DC albums I will listen back to front to back, and there's nothing that's weak on there. Even for those who don't know, well, I don't think many would know, that listen to our podcast. My wife and I recently separated, and a song that I really bonded with was called Ride On. Once again, Bon Scott, AC/DC. If you have never heard it, it's them going very soft blues sort of stuff, and it's I love it. I think it's a great song. It's been rocking with me emotionally, and yeah. Anyway, so yeah, AC/DC was the first like hard rock band that I really listened to in depth, and exposed to it by my uncles and cousins. But Mum was always a fan. Started listening to it a bit more, and asked Mum, "Oh, what else heavy can you show me?" And then she showed me Pink Floyd, even though she wasn't the biggest fan, and Pink Floyd didn't grab me, and that was like, oh, okay. I didn't mind Money, but I'm not a big Pink Floyd fan. But then she showed me Paranoid by Sabbath, and I was like, oh, I like this. This
Good boy.
Paranoid. I went and saw Sabbath live. I wouldn't spend money on something I didn't think was that great. Yeah, Paranoid.
We're at the same concert, but we didn't find each other.
Yeah, and considering we both used the disabled toilets, it could have been easy.
Yeah, but there are like 5 in the Acer Arena. All the Wildfire. The Kurdos Bank. Shit, it's had so many name changes. It could be my wife.
I was going to go more with like P Diddy. But yeah, so like Sabbath, like Paranoid, and I was like, wow, okay, this is really cool. And then listening to some of that heavier stuff, and I was in my teen years at this stage, and that's when Limp Bizkit Rollin' really took off.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
it was a cultural phenomenon.
Oh yeah, it just kept rolling, baby. You know what time it was?
It took over the world. It was even in the wrestling, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, well, Undertaker used it as a theme at one stage.
Yeah.
Biker Taker that
around 2003.
Yeah, like I got exposed to that, and then talking to my cousin who was older than me, and he was showing me things like Korn, Papa Roach, Limp Bizkit, obviously, and yeah, that just got me a bit more into it. And then just as time went on, just finding more stuff as a teenager and listening to some orchestral and operatic metal like your Nightwish by the end of high school. System of a Down, Marilyn Manson, who could fuck the fuck off these days.
Yeah. I never liked Manson.
See, I liked his music.
I couldn't get into his music. See, I don't know why.
Oh, fair enough. Everyone of their own. And I enjoyed his music. I dug it. And mainly because I was a dark, angsty teen, and this was dark, angsty music.
Yeah.
And it was decent industrial metal. Like, it had a good raw sort of sound. And then everything's come out about him like grooming underage women and being really aggressive and violent in sexual relationships, and like, get fucked. Why do you have to be a cunt? I think that's
he's our cunt of the week. I'm gonna put reverb under that, make it sound big.
What would this be better? Like, that a bit better? Make it a bit more metal, growly.
Yeah.
Or do you want me to go like power metal style and go? Like
too short.
On it. Too short, yeah. No, I'm not blank. So yeah, so how's your metal grown? Like, so like, let's just say, because we're both in our 30s these days.
I am?
Yeah, I know. I know you've got like the body of an 80-year-old, but you're in your 30s.
Is that young? It's more like 103.
No, it's not dust yet.
Oh, fair enough. Might as well be.
And you can still maintain an erection, I'm assuming.
I can?
Well, I don't know. Like, I saw you one time grabbing something. I didn't think it was the control for your electric wheelchair. I just thought it was your dick.
Oh, I asked Teja. Sure, no.
I don't think I want to. She's the one with the bigger dick between you. We established this earlier in the podcast.
True.
But yeah, so
oh god, we're gonna stop talking about my wife's dick, otherwise she's gonna kill me.
to be honest, it's hard not to. But
oh god damn.
But I'm not going to be welcome at your house again for a while.
Shit, at this rate, I'm not going to be. Oh fuck! Hell.
Stop dying.
I promise I don't have the Rona. I promise.
It's not going to be passed over through microchips, so don't worry. The microchips are in the vaccine. Fucking idiots.
But in all seriousness, I am fully vaxxed, and the Microsoft phone is great.
See, I found most of the parts, but I'm working on becoming Voltron with all my magnetism.
Oh god, anti-vaxxers are stupid.
Oh fuck yeah. But anyway, back on topic.
Let's continue before we get sued.
Wow. We can say what we want. We're not actually disparaging specific people or slandering them.
Yeah, true. But they'll figure something out.
So yeah, anyway, moving on. So how did your metal development change? Like, you were exposed to like Korn and the new metal sensation. When we first met, when we were in like our 1920s, that sort of age, you were a huge Slipknot fan.
I wouldn't say huge, but I was a large Slipknot fan. Like, I don't own and never have owned any of their t-shirts.
Oh, really?
Their clothing. Yeah. But I've owned every single one of their albums. I get them on the day they're released. But, yeah, I've seen them live 3 times. But, yeah, I wouldn't say I was a huge Slipknot fan. Yeah. I saw the original lineup before Paul died. But I would say it was actually... No, I can actually remember the year and the place I was. It was in 2004. Yeah, I was in my house in Bateman's Bay, Woodall Crescent, downstairs. And I downloaded a song illegally. Don't Tell the Short Little Danish Drummer. That was supposed to be a whisper, but I can't whisper because I'm stupid. But yeah, it was Saint Anger. Probably the worst Metallica song ever made. But that's what got me into thrash metal. And then I learned
really? Saint Anger was what got you into
thrash? Yeah, because it was new at the time. And I saw something on MTV, not MTV, Channel V about it. And I was like, oh, what's that? So I went and downloaded it. Then I downloaded Anthrax. Then I downloaded Slayer. And then from there I went on and I was like, oh, all this other music. And then I found System of a Down. And then which I ended up buying legally. And then I pretty much stopped. I pretty much stopped illegally downloading after I found System of a Down. But then I moved on to like bands like Sepultura. Then I found one of my favorite metal bands of all time in Pantera.
What about Rage Against the Machine? Where were they amongst all this?
Oh shit! I didn't even include Rage Against the Machine because they came years earlier.
Yeah, because they're almost like proto new metal. Like they're new metal before it was.
Yeah, them more of a like a prog metal kind of rap metal. I wouldn't
say they were prog. They weren't wanky enough. Like, they were political, but they weren't wanky enough to be prog.
Yeah, but what I mean more by prog is they added in the harmonizing guitar that where he did the DJ scratching and he played the guitar with the socket and everything, and he did the sliding, and they added in the rap and everything before any band did that.
Yeah, that's why I said they were proto nu metal. Like they were kind of like the early steps towards it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, they did take stuff from like the prog metal. Like Tool was big at the time, and they developed themselves from.
They were before Tool.
Oh well, no, because Maynard sang with them on, I think, on Know Your Enemy.
on self-titled, but they were still before Tool.
Oh, were they? Oh, there we go.
Yeah. First Rage album came out in 92. First Tool album came out in, I think it was 93. Was Opiate. And the reason why Maynard was on the album is because he was going to be the lead singer of Rage. But then, because who was it? It was Justin Chancellor was going to be the bass player and Maynard was going to be the singer. But they couldn't appear one day for something, and Maynard told Tom Morello just find new people. And then Jim Comerford and Zach De La Roca joined the band.
And then, see, I'm not going to believe you right now. All I can say is, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Oh, God. Maynard wrote it all in his book. I think that's how it went. Or it could have been just Maynard. It might not have been Justin Chancellor.
Okay. But yeah,
it was something like that. Maynard's book was disappointing.
When you were 19, 20, well, that's because he doesn't want to talk about himself because of how he is as a musician, even. Like, he doesn't like to be the spotlight and stuff.
Even then, like, the story about prison sex, most people think the song Prison Sex is about how his uncle pretty much raped him when he was a boy. That's not what prison sex is about at all. He explains it. It's about how his mum's uncle raped her. I'm like, oh, fair enough then. Yeah, okay, that exposed a lot. Because he breaks all these myths about all of his music. Although 10,000 Days was based on his mother dying 10,000 days after her diagnosis.
Yeah, and Judith was linked to all that as well.
Yeah. And,
though
there were heaps of things.
See, like, and this really hurts me because as a musician, I love Maynard, but he's had accusations by women of him being sexually inappropriate and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fucking heartbreaking because I love Tool, I love Pucifer, I love A Perfect Circle. So I was like, fuck. Why'd you have to be an idiot and disrespect people? So yeah.
Do you know which song was Maynard's very first gold record?
No.
It was the Three Little Pigs.
What, with Green Jelly? With Green Jello?
Yeah.
What was Maynard? Was he the vocals in that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was his very first gold record ever. People were always like, oh, it had to be a perfect... No, it had to be Tool. They were first. I'm like, no, he did shit before Tool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what was your evolution with metal? Like, your next step?
Okay, so, like, listening to AC/DC, Sabbath, and around that time I was trying to, play guitar. I played it badly. When you shake, playing guitar is not a good thing. And from there, it was mostly I started getting caught up in the nu metal craze. And the big one for me, for that, like, as I said, I was exposed to, like, Korn and all that from my cousin, but Linkin Park was actually a big one for me. And, like, Hybrid Theory was a really solid album, and, like, I was a very depressed teen, so the Teenage Angst was really good for me. Then they released Meteora, and God, that CD got some place time in my house.
Yeah. I don't think there is a bad song in either one of those albums.
Both of those albums are great.
Yeah.
Like, a bit angsty for, like, hard metal, like a bit emotional sort of thing. But both are fantastic albums. Chester's vocals are just amazing. Like, the notes that man could hit and the screams that man could do. Like you listen to Given Up, where he holds I think it's a 10-second scream or longer. And, like, by the end of it, he tried to avoid doing it on stage just because he was just hurting his voice so much because he could hold it that long. It was nothing but props to him. Like, he was an amazing singer, an amazing screamer. Like, it was just great. And as I said before, his impact on metal and bringing people into it was a really positive thing. But
it was. I wish I got to see Linkin Park live.
See, I caught them at Soundwave. And yeah.
I never did. I
Yeah.
never got a chance to.
Yeah, they were one I had to see, and I'm glad I did because of Chester passing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, my development then went into like that. So I went into like the new metal sort of thing. Was listening to a lot of Korn, a lot of Limp Bizkit. But then I just wanted heavier stuff, and just kept developing. And like then I went to more into your old school sort of stuff. Like I started listening to a lot more Zeppelin. And yeah, by the time I hit like the later ages of high school, Iron Maiden had come in there. Nightwish, as I said before. Excuse me. Yeah, I think that was, but it was always just most of it would just go back to AC/DC, because at the time I was also very heavy into grunge. Like I was listening to a lot of Nirvana, a lot of Soundgarden, a lot of what are they called? Pearl Jam. But then there was another one.
Smashing Pumpkins?
I was listening to a lot of Pumpkins, actually. I had forgotten about that, but it's not the band I'm thinking of.
I'm just thinking of grunge from that era. I wouldn't really call Sonic Youth grunge.
I've never listened to Sonic Youth, so that would not be one I would add. Just checking. No, sorry. I was still just thinking more Soundgarden.
I was going to say, you pretty much named all the really big ones.
Yeah.
You meant Silverchair.
Well, actually, early Silverchair I was listening to a hell of a lot of. Considering
like Frog Stomp?
No, it was more Freak Show.
Okay. Yeah, I was more of a Freak Show fan than a Frog Stomp fan.
Admittedly, it was what got me into grunge. Slight tangent, but it's still music based at least. Was Anthem of the Year 2000. That song got me into grunge.
Is that from Neon Ballroom?
Yes, their last decent album.
Yeah. I was there when they got bottled at Big Day Out. It was so good. It was so good. Especially because that night, Rage Against the Machine were the headliners. Oh, yes. God damn. I watched Carnival just shred up the Convo stage. Walked over drunk and high as fuck. And got to see Rage Against the Machine. I shouldn't have said that. I was not intoxicated at all. The bunnies were real, damn it.
It's funny that you say you avoided the drunk, which is legal. You didn't talk about the high part, which is the illegal part.
Exactly. God damn.
But yeah, so yeah, that's how it then developed. And then as I got a bit older, like after high school, started listening to things like Disturbed. I got into Tool, got into Mudvayne, and Hell Yeah. I still dig Hell Yeah to this day. I got a drumstick while watching Hell Yeah, so that's a Vinnie Paul drumstick.
That. Still have? Is it your blood?
No, it hasn't got my blood on it. It's got my pubes on it.
I was going to say, didn't it cut up your leg when you had to shove it down your pants?
No. So let me just explain the whole story. So I went to catch it, and as it's flying through, it actually hit the tip of my fingers and bounced into the security area. Everyone's reaching for it, and I looked the security guard in the eyes like, mate, you saw me touch. And he's like, yeah, passes it to me. I hold it up in the air because, like, yes! Someone behind me tried to snatch it. And I'm not a violent person. You know that. I wheeled.
Except for when you are.
Dude, when have you ever seen me actually fight?
All the time.
Bitch, please. I'll hit you for saying that. So yeah, someone tried to grab it from my hand, and I just pulled down, and I wheeled with a clenched fist, and it's the first time I've ever physically intimidated someone without using my genitalia. And yeah, they backed off, and then it was straight down the front of my pants, and it didn't get blood, but whenever I'd bump into a mate and I'd show them, I'd pull it out, and it was like I was just waxing myself every time, but with plucking, because we cut notches into his drumstick. So it was just
because he played them backwards.
Yeah,
he used the handles as the skins. For everybody out there that doesn't know, he would cut his
thing that hit.
grips.
The skins is the thing on the top of it, isn't it? on the top of the drum.
Yeah. So like you got your drum skins, and instead of hitting them with the thin end of the drumstick, he would turn them around. He would carve finger grips into the stick
Just
and use the fat
notches.
end of the stick.
Yeah, and so yeah, pulling that out and be like, ow, why are you owing? It's down my pants, it's ripping out pubes. Yeah, that was saying hell yeah, which then got me into more
Fuck, that
heavy
was
stuff
a good year.
Oh, that was a great year. Because I saw Gojira before that, and Gojira
Yeah.
were awesome. I really enjoyed them. Saw Fozzy that year.
No, Fozzy weren't there that year.
Really? Because I thought I made sure I went and go and see them.
No, Fozzy were there the year after, 2013, with Metallica.
You sure? Like I'm checking now, but
Because in 2012 it was Lamb of God, Meshuggah, Hell Yeah, Machine Head, Marilyn Manson, Limp Bizkit, Bad Religion, System of a Down, Slipknot, and who was the other one?
well, Fozzy were never a headlining act.
Yeah, I know that. They were way down the order. They were there with Metallica, Garbage, Linkin Park, Blink
I thought
182.
Garbage pulled out. No, I don't think that was the same year.
Yeah, 2013. I'm pretty sure it was.
2013. I'm checking now.
Because the year Hell Yeah were there was 2012, because I didn't go to the 2013 one.
Let me have a look.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Soundwave, and we're old as fuck, so...
Yeah,
Soundwave
Fozzy was
from 10 years
2013,
ago.
which was Blink, Anthrax, Slayer, The Vandals. So Metallica, Linkin Park, Blink 182, Perfect Circle, The Offspring, Paramore, Slayer, Garbage, Anthrax, Killswitch, Cypress Hill. Fuck, Cypress Hill were good when I saw them there that year.
Yeah,
that was
because they played in 2011 as well, I think it was.
Yeah, all their instruments got caught up in the Queensland floods.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw Flogging Molly and they were doing this really small, intimate acoustic set. It was great. But
they made the best of it.
Oh, I love my folk punk. But anyway, so yeah, that's and like around the time, like I was listening to Metallica and stuff. Thrash metal didn't really get me. Like I wasn't as much of a fan. Couple of songs were great, but yeah, they weren't a big thing for me. It was more nu metal, classic metal, and a couple of like slightly different ones. And then I just got older and got into more stuff and more stuff. And these days, like if I'm listening to metal, like so well, what metal are you listening to now?
At the moment, classic like Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, all the old school ones. A lot of the new school ones like Suffocation, in as far as like the death metal extremes go. I always like Suffocation and Rage Against the Machine, always, obviously.
Well,
and Pantera.
Well, I recently started listening to Red Bee after your recommendation, and I've been really enjoying.
Oh, Red Bee are fucking great.
I have been really digging them. Like it's a great different sound, and I've been really enjoying it. But
and they're a 3-piece band that brings out this monster of a sound that just cannot be compared.
Oh, they're great. They're absolutely awesome. But recently the things I've been listening to the most are probably Satyricon.
Yeah.
And I listened to them ages. Like I first heard them when I was working in a CD shop, and to this day I'll still listen to them. Death Clock.
Yeah.
I fucking love Death Clock. Like, despite the fact that they're comedy, the music is so damn solid.
Yeah.
And the Browning. Have you listened to much of the Browning?
No.
Dubstep metal.
Okay, that could be interesting.
Oh, I'll send you through a song after this. Their song Bloodlust. And fuck, it is good. Like you're thinking, oh, this is just dance music. Yeah, I could bop to this, and then just full raw. It's great. But yeah, like I'm actually really impressed with myself considering, like, as I said before, going through a breakup, I'm not putting on all the teenage angst metal. No fucking emo shit. But like as I said, like your Linkin Park and stuff like that, and I've avoided it. I'm very proud of myself for not turning into a whingy teenager.
Yeah, I'm very proud of you too. You're handling it well.
No, I wouldn't go that far. My liver's handling it well.
Yeah. Still, the Before It Was Cool podcast is now on Patreon. There are 6 tiers to choose from, ranging from $1 to $100. $1 gets you just to help. $3 gets you a shout out in every episode, except for the episodes in the next tier. $10 gets you your choice. You choose the topic, and I record a solo episode dedicated to you with no ads or other Patreon shout outs. $15 is Produce It Up. You get the opportunity to choose the week's topic and the co-host. The code should be attainable and knowledgeable on the subjects. 26 spots available. $50 gets you the VIP co-host position. 3 spots available. $100 is make the Before It Was Cool podcast your own. You and a person of your choosing make an episode. You can even change the intro music and artwork, and you can edit or ask Tom to edit to your specifications. Go to patreon.com before IWC and you will get to our landing page. That's patreon.com before IWC. Please support us so that we can continue to provide you with quality content each and every week.
What would you say be your favorite artist you've ever seen within the metal genre?
That's hard to say. Like I've seen a few that I will never, ever, ever get a chance to see again.
What would you prefer to make you go a top 3?
Yeah, but they're kind of tops for different reasons. Like, I would say Rage Against the Machine because it's something I never thought I would ever get to do. I probably may in the future again if they ever decide to go back on tour. Because they've reformed, they just got to do a world tour. The Cavaliers were so good because not last year, the year before 2019, I caught them when they came out, and I got moshed in my wheelchair.
I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, it was so good for a different reason, and I've still got Matt's Cavalier's Bic in my drawer next to me. But like I've also had ones like Carnival, who I've seen live 11 times, and probably will never stop seeing them live. Who were just fucking phenomenal. And then I've got ones that I just went to because my parents were huge fans, and I could get them tickets to the show through general contacts here and there of like Deep Purple and bands like that, and Uriah Heep, which was a cool one. But bands that I'm not necessarily interested in paying the $120 to buy a ticket to go see, but because my dad loves those bands, because my mum loves those bands, I'm more than happy to go see them. So I would even rank them up there because they had so much meaning behind the shows. But as far as like entertainment wise, it would be probably Limp Bizkit in 2012. I still rave about that set.
Okay.
That was a lot of information.
Yeah. Like so like you just said Limp Bizkit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were one of my favorites too, seeing them at Soundwave. And that Soundwave, like, so the 4 headlining acts were Limp Bizkit, Manson, System, and Slipknot. And
yeah,
2 of the headliners.
No, Bad Religion were above Limp Bizkit. Yeah.
So I didn't even catch Bad Religion, but I wouldn't be able to tell you a song of theirs, to be honest. But yeah, seeing like Limp Bizkit were just so good. That was amazing. And after seeing both System and Manson and being pretty disappointed, it was really good to see something that just really perked me up crazy, and it was just awesome.
Yeah.
yeah, it was just so good, and I just went absolutely off there. So that was probably like, so I'd say Limp Bizkit were one of my top ones. Um, Sabbath,
Yeah, that was
like
pretty cool. Although it
Sab-
would have been better with Bill Ward.
yeah, but he was having some pretty decent arguments with the band, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, or with Sharon.
Yeah, but everyone argues with Sharon. Um, and then my number three for metal acts, I can't say AC/DC, otherwise they'd be instantly there because they're not metal. Like, I love them, but they're not metal.
The more pub rock, kind of
Pub
hard
rock,
rock.
hard rock, pub rock, hard rock, heavy rock, anything within there.
Yeah, well, the more it's always going to be debated as to whether AC/DC are heavy metal or not.
They have heavy metal elements and they influence heavy metal, but I won't say they're heavy metal.
Yeah, same with me, and that's not negative towards that band. That's
It's
just
just what they
like
are.
saying that's what they are. I
Yeah.
don't consider them to have the right tones to be heavy metal, because I would never in my right mind consider Cold Chisel heavy metal ever.
They're heavier than Cold Chisel, but they're still within that element. They're probably heavier
Yeah,
than the pub rocks. But yeah. Anyway, so number three for favorite gig. Um, Slipknot's amongst it. Hell Yeah's amongst it. What are they called? Enter Shikari is amongst it.
really.
Oh, they were great live.
Yeah, I saw them live. I just didn't rate them.
See, I saw them at the Roundhouse at Sydney Uni.
Okay, it wasn't a solo gig. It was a festival set for me.
Yeah, see, and like this was their own thing, and that was really solid. Um, Disturbed were good. Stone Sour have been good.
Yeah.
Trying to think, like there's
Actually, another gig that I forgot to mention is Parkway Drive. I saw them in the early days, round before Deep Blue. So around Horizons, the second or first album, whatever it was,
yeah,
at the UNSW Roundhouse, and fuck me, they destroyed the place.
yeah,
Like, both literally and figuratively. There were kids jumping off the balcony.
nice, fucking nice.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm like, holy fuck, they're destroying this place. It's so good. I don't necessarily follow the band, but fuck me, their live show was good.
I think my number
Sorry
three.
to interrupt.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. It's all about metal. I think my number three would be Hell Yeah. Like their performance was great, and it was one of the first actual metal gigs that I saw happening.
Yeah. I had a great day there. Are you talking about Soundwave or one of the solo?
Where I caught the drumstick.
I had a great day that day. Mark Morton from Lamb of God gave me his guitar pick because I was in my wheelchair looking sad at the side of stage. So he just flicked it and he goes, "Here you go."
Yay, sympathy.
I was like, sweet. And then about 20 minutes before Lamb of God went on stage, or no, about 2 sets before they went on stage, Meshuggah played. And I was right at the edge of the pit in my wheelchair. I swear I could smell the weed coming off the stage. And the bass player locked eyes with me and just couldn't take his eyes off me. And I literally saw him mouth the words, "What the fuck?" As in, there is a person in a wheelchair in the middle of a Meshuggah pit. What the fuck? Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. Those old metal festivals were so good. Like, I'd still go to one these days, but geez, I don't know how I'd go with it.
Yeah.
Fucking
It
old.
would never top them.
No. Doing it when you're young, it was such a great experience. So that's why I'm really sad for people who didn't get to experience a lot of live music in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, worst artist you ever saw, like artists where you were pumped to see them, and then you saw them, and you're just like,
System of a Down.
that sound
Don't even need to think. Don't even need to think about that. I was so pumped. I was like, they're getting back together. I get to see them. It's going to be so good. Got there and I'm like,
Well, you got there and you had the big sheet in front, didn't you? And like they were building up Prison Song, and it was awesome.
They did the dun 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 dun
And
dun dun.
it was great. And then the sheet dropped because I saw that one as well, and the sheet dropped, and then it was like, why aren't you moving? Like they had no stage performance. There was nothing.
Yeah, the music was perfect, point perfect, great. But I didn't go there to hear them because I can turn on Spotify and hear them any day of the week. I went there to watch them. And they did fucking nothing.
Yeah, it was really dull. Like I get you, like, because I saw that one too, and I'm like, aren't these guys supposed to be a bit crazy? Like, what's going on here? Like I wasn't the biggest System fan, but enough that I wanted to go see them, and it's just like, this is.
I was like, oh fuck! I wish I went over to Machine Head. At least they would have put on a show.
And you were a fan of Machine Head at the time, weren't you?
I still am. But like, especially because they just followed Slipknot, who brought their entire show with them. Flamethrowers, drum risers, the whole works. They brought it all with them. And System followed up by doing literally nothing for about an hour.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, guys, thanks, I guess. But like, yeah, it was very lackluster in comparison.
Yeah. So, what would you say is yours?
Same sound wave. Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
Man couldn't
similar
hold
reasons or
opposite reasons. Had a decent stage presence and performance, but was just drug fucked and couldn't sing. Like he wasn't hitting the notes. It was just like, this is more like a Manson cover band.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And yeah, it was
really worst insult you can give to an artist is like, you're like one of those cover bands at the pub, but one of those ones that aren't that good and are playing for experience.
Yeah, like,
oh shit.
Yeah, and like, yeah, he was just really disappointing. I'm just like, like Manson, like at the time, I really liked his music and stuff. I was like, this has really put me off. But admittedly, seeing both Slipknot and Limp Bizkit that concert was just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I think there were one or two bad because I didn't bother catching Manson. I've never been a fan of him.
Yeah, fair enough.
Never will be after all the shit that came out.
But to be honest,
yeah,
Eat Me, Drink Me, I was less interested in him. But yeah, and Heart-Shaped Glasses and shit, where it was like a breakup album. It's like, fuck off, you're not Taylor Swift.
Or Adele.
I'd prefer Adele. Oh, Adele's done a little bit of that, but no, I'd prefer Adele over either of those two. That woman can.
Well, Adele had one breakup and wrote 2 albums about that, son of a bitch. I think she's overrated as fuck.
She can hold a note. Like, I don't think she's the songwriter a lot of people make her out to be, and she hasn't really.
She's not.
Yeah, she can hold a good note. She can sing well.
She can sing well. She can certainly sing better than me, and I respect her for being able to do that. But she's in a genre where literally some men can sing at the same range she can. And I'm like, yeah, what? You're not special. I don't understand why she's platinum. I really don't understand the world sometimes.
Because she was something different in the world of pop at the time.
She was just doing what Taylor Swift did, but as a BBW.
Her lyrical content was that, but her actual power and vocal range was a lot different. Like, it had a more, I wouldn't say classical, but almost orchestral stage performance sort of sound.
So she was doing what Howard Jones did as a white chick from Wales.
Howard Jones, I'd still say, was more of a heavy blues singer. I'm
just saying she wasn't that original.
Oh, I'm not saying she was. I was just saying she was different in a sea of pop.
Yeah, kind of.
It's the same as what Like Ed Sheeran's brought something different in a sea of pop. Pink has brought something different in a sea of pop, and that's where
No.
it's
Took her a
no.
while to get there.
Oh, I know.
Took, she had a single, then she dropped off the face of the earth, and then like 4 years
She had
later,
two singles.
she had another single.
The two singles being what were they? There You Go and Every Girl, or I'm Not Every Girl. I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, those two came off that album. She dropped off. Then she got a more fun pop sort of thing with a bit of teenage angst, and then she went like a bluesy rock pop, and that's where she really just exploded. With So What was the big one.
Yeah, now she just
and on and just superstar. I've got nothing but love for Pink, and I remember
do you know a little bit of trivia? You know the song So What?
Yeah.
It was written by the same person that wrote Oops, I Did It Again and That Way by the Backstreet Boys.
Okay.
The lyrics were written by Pink. I should say the actual music was written by the same person.
Okay.
So the backing track.
Yeah. No, cool. There's something I've learnt.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm full of useless knowledge.
Oh, you and me both. Like, since moving in with my folks, like, they watch The Chase, and the amount I'm answering is like, Jay, you've got to go on there. It's like, no, why? Because I'll end up insulting the chaser with banter and not doing the right thing and getting kicked off the show.
Oh, God. I feel bad for the future of our youth, considering you are a teacher and I'm becoming one.
I don't feel bad for them. We're different people when we're working.
True.
And
I'm not going to call them little cunts.
I don't think I don't think I told you about the I shouldn't have said that moment I had a little while back. Get ready for Get ready for a pseudo offensive joke, ladies and gentlemen. Admittedly, it's been 10 years. People can get over it. Probably even more.
I was going to say, do you want to do this on
I'm happy to, because it's been enough time. It's allowed to be made fun of a little bit.
Okay.
So what happened was I had a year 6 class, and the kids had computer programs where they had to do a drawing on it. And in the drawing, they had to do a scene. So there had to be a building, there had to be a tree, there had to be an animal, there had to be sky, grass, a cloud, and a sun. Pretty easy stuff for them to draw. One kid's there trying to be an edgelord, and he turns around and say, "Oh, can I do September 11?" So I just turned to him like it was straight away, and it was just like, "No, you have to do one building, not -2."
Oh, God damn.
The kids who heard it lost their shit. They thought it was hilarious. But afterwards, I was just like, "Oh, shouldn't have said that. That one might offend some people." I don't care on the podcast. Like, we're not getting monetized as yet. If it does offend you, I apologize, but it has been a long time. We can make some jokes about it. It's part of the moving on and the grieving process.
It is.
More people have more people have died from corona. So I'm sorry. And if we're already making jokes about that, we can make jokes about September 11, no matter how horrible it was.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, it's part of the grieving process and allowing everyone to move on. I mean, America did. Or are they still there? No, they pulled out.
What, of Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Yeah, after, failing hard. I remember at one stage there'd been more English people killed by Americans than there had been English people killed by Taliban. But yeah, that's a whole other kettle of fish that we're not really going to go into in this podcast. Mainly because I think we've hit time. Like, I think we've used up all our allotment and attention span of our audience.
Yeah, this might end up being an extended episode.
Well, to be honest,
like,
we did also spend a long time. We did spend a long time talking in the theme music. Just so you know, like Tom and I just had this huge chat while you guys were listening to the theme music, and then it wasn't the length of the theme music. We've got like time travel capabilities, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty awesome.
We're skilled that way. Like, I mean, last week, like, I was 4 seconds into the future.
Exactly. Or I was 4 seconds into the past. I don't know. It was
See,
one
I
of
wish
them.
you had said I was 4 seconds behind, so I could just turn around and like, yeah, I could only spend 4 seconds in your behind.
Oh, oh,
Sodomy! Bend you over your own
yeah.
chair.
Oh God, you gotta stand me up first. I'm a fat fuck, so it's gonna take some muscle.
I got some fucking cattle prods. It's okay. Um, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is the end of this episode. Tell us
Well,
what metal.
before we end, I've got to go on a little rant.
Oh shit! Here we go.
It's about Tim Burton.
Here we go. Yep. Go for
Oh,
it.
fuck me. I watched the documentary the other day. The motherfucker did not write or direct The Nightmare Before Christmas. The only fucking movie that is considered to be a part of his fucking universe that is original and good outside of Beetlejuice and maybe Edward Scissorhands.
And the Batman
He
series.
didn't fucking write it or direct it. He was off doing Batman Returns. And it's called Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas because Disney thought it was so shit they didn't want to put their fucking name on it. So they put his there as a punishment. That was literally what it was. It was considered a punishment because he went over and worked for Warner Brothers. I hate Tim Burton.
I can't wait till your video. The anger that is going to come out of that video.
Oh, I'm fucking dreading it. I'm still trying to write. It's been like a month. I'm still trying to write the script.
Yeah, well, that's why you don't play with me, motherfucker.
Oh god damn. Oh, next time we do it.
Sad, but I got over it. You're still raging. I'm living rent free in your head.
It's not making me sad. It's just pissing me off that people think this hack is good. It's kind of like Zack Snyder. Well, but at least Zack Snyder had a good film.
Watchmen?
Sorry, yeah, 2 good films.
What was the other one?
Watchmen and Day of the Dead.
Wait, isn't that
with Dawn of the Dead?
Isn't well, Dawn of the Dead was what's his name?
Ramirez,
yeah. Did he do
but
a remake?
he remade.
Oh, okay.
Was it? Yeah, because
are you sure you're not talking about your favorite one that stars Dave Bautista?
Oh fuck no! Fuck no! Fuck no! The movie is terrible. What I also don't understand is how did anybody think the Justice League, the Snyder Cut, was going to be good after we got the literal Step Brothers meme of your mum's name Martha, my mum's name Martha. Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Yeah.
That was the plot to the movie before that. God damn it.
Breathe, Tom. Breathe.
One day we're just going to have an entire episode of me just fucking tearing shreds of Tim Burton, Zack Snyder, and any other director that pisses me off. Oh, God.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. Tell us your metal stories. Like, we'd love to hear it. Like, we've got one fan. Like, we want to hear from more of you.
Yeah.
Like,
one fan that contacts us.
Point of view. This isn't from a greed point of view. Like, don't get me wrong. We'd love to get paid for this, but this for both of us, I think, is more a project of passion and fun. Like, we're old mates who just like talking and back and forth. Like, Tom originally didn't even want me as the co-host. He was like, "Yeah, we'll just get Jay on once, maybe as a recurring one." And now he can't even get an erection without me. It's crazy.
He's like my little blue pill.
Yeah, exactly. Without the little part, motherfucker.
It tickles me in all the right places.
Yep, exactly. So so yeah, if you want to give us feedback, like tell us things that you want to talk about, other metal artists that you like or that you want to show us. Tell us about your passions, what got you into metal. We'd love to hear it because if you enjoy our podcast, we want to hear that you guys enjoy it and what you guys dig as well because we like being listened to. But we want to hear and we want to share it with you. That's part of our passion for sharing our passion. Like if we wanted to just talk about the shit that we like, we just have a phone call. But if we can share our passions and our loves with the world and get stuff back and just enjoy it with you guys, it's great for us. So yeah, if you want to talk and comment and stuff, and we'd love it. We'd love to hear from you.
Even sending an audio clip where you just talk to your phone for a couple of minutes and send that through. Our email is beforerwc@gmail.com. Email through your audio clip. I'll listen over it. I'll get it prepared for the episode.
We'll have a voicemail segment at the end of some episodes, maybe.
Yeah, if we get enough. Even one is enough. But yeah, hit us up on Twitter at beforerwc and give us a question. Tell us about your story, all that stuff, like Jay said.
We'd love to hear it.
We'd love to hear it.
You know what I'm really hoping your first voicemail is from all that? Someone asking how big your wife's dick is.
Yeah. Instead of how big is Batista's dick, it will be how big is Teja's dick.
Yeah. And anyone who can actually guess the amount, we'll do another offer of sending something through if you're a big enough fan.
And Damo, that doesn't count to you.
Yeah, we already know that he's been bent over by Teja. Everyone has that knows you. Oh god, I'm in trouble.
I'm gonna make sure she hears that one.
Oh, it'll be great.
Oh god, she's gonna laugh.
Oh yeah, she's got a great sense of humor. I mean, when you've got a dick that big, you have to laugh at everything. You've got the power.
God.
She just like goes to the dinner table. Like when we were back in the day, we'd go out for dinner or whatever. Slaps it on the table. It's like, Taya's here. Everyone, she's looking after everyone. She's got the power. She's got the strength. And then they moved the table because she broke it in half. Well, that's the most. I think that's the biggest. That's the most different tangent we've ever had.
It is, and I think I'm gonna be in trouble. But like, what's she gonna do? Ground me?
Yeah, and what's YouTube gonna do? Deny us getting money? We're not getting money as it is.
Exactly. Well, I'm not expecting the podcast episodes to get monetized. We say cunt way too much.
Yeah, I know, but it's such a good word to say. Anyway, we got to end this. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed.
Sorry, we keep going off.
Check out the Patreon if you really like us. Check out the OnlyFans. Not starring Tom's wife.
We have an OnlyFans?
Well, you don't know about it, but I film you from the window.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. But yeah. Check us out wherever you listen to podcasts for older episodes. By the way, just one last quick thing. We were rated, what was it? 8th out of 20 for best Australian pop culture podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had another one, like, tweet us and talk us up and say that we're one of the best that she's listened to in the last, 5 years, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I know Australians are competitive. Get us to number 1. You know you want to. You know we'll love you.
Exactly.
If you can help us get to number 1, I will send every person some frozen sperm of mine so you can have my children and make super babies. Tom will send fecal matter. I don't know what Tom can do these days.
My kids are pretty adorable.
Oh, they're adorable. Yeah, well, you're adorable.
That shocks.
I know. If I was there right now, I'd grab your cheeks and then move out of my range. Anyway, let's end this fucker. See you later, everyone. Bye.
See you later, everyone. Bye.